And this is Kevin here, coming back to you on how to make a do-it-yourself sump. We've already drained the tank, and we did a primary cleaning with vinegar, just straight vinegar on a rag. It cuts the scale since it's slightly acidic, as well as it takes a lot of the streaks out as well. What I did also before, just after last time and before this time, is I tested my tile saw to make sure it cuts glass, because I'm going to use glass partitions in the tank instead of plexiglass, for the reason that silicone sticks better on glass than it does plexiglass, and it'll make a neater job, even though it might increase the weight a little bit depending on the number of baffles you put in there, but I'm not going to put a whole lot in here. So previously as well, I disassembled a 10-gallon tank and used the plate glass to test this out, so to see if it would crack the glass, and if, as long as you're careful, it doesn't crack the glass. I'm going to be using those plates in various stages of the baffles in this tank, as well as this 20-gallon tank. This 20-gallon tank, I'm going to disassemble this as well, like I did the 10-gallon tank. And the way I did the 10-gallon tank was just take a razor blade on the inside here and cut the silicone back. Before that, we'll remove these black frames. And as long as you're careful, they should come out with no chipping. The 20-gallon tank just so happens to be the same width on this narrow side as this width over here, which is 11 and 7/8, between 11 and 3/4 and 11 and 13/16. And of course it's smaller. Also, what's good about this 20-gallon tank is that the 55-gallon tank is 48 inches long, and the 20-gallon tank is 24 inches long. So I'm going to make a deep sand bed that's going to consist of half of my tank, and I'm going to use one of the 24-inch panes to be a baffle here. So water comes in here, hits this deep sand bed here, will have to go up over here, and then I'll have the long piece divide it, so it will come down and up, and then it's going to overflow into other compartments, which the next compartment I believe I'm going to use for my cheta, or that algae, that saltwater algae, for removing the nitrates and phosphates before it goes into the pump area. And I'm going to partition the rest of the last 2 foot of these off in 12-inch compartments, which is going to be about halfway up. This is going to be primarily my pump area, with maybe a couple pieces of live rock, or maybe even a chemical canister. This one here is primarily going to be live rock, I believe. The compartment here for the cheta is going to be a high velocity type of compartment, where it's going to be, we're going to try to get the cheta to spin. And then I'm going to have a low velocity compartment over here if I wanted to put maybe some brittle stars, or maybe some zinnias in here. I don't know if I want to put the zinnias in my other tank. I just don't want them to proliferate too much and take over. And they can also be part of the nitrogen removing or nutrient removing process before going in to the frag tank, which is on the other side of this glass, which we'll make another movie on that after this is all complete.